There are a lot of things that go into traffic conditions on highways around America, from weather conditions to infrastructure availability in the area. There are so many small details that go into the amount of cars on a certain road at any given time. Obviously, the changes around a road also affect that road, especially in growing areas. If a city is developing at an above average rate, roads that were built to accommodate the traffic of a smaller city end up suffering in the long run. Which brings us to the topic of today's video, State Highway 347 in Arizona. This is a 28.6-mile route south of the Phoenix Metro that is infamous for its traffic and dangerous conditions. So today I'll tell you why. Before the video starts though, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 50,000 subscribers and we are very close, so every subscriber is appreciated. Thank you. And this video is sponsored by MyHeritage. MyHeritage is the #1 family history service, making it extremely fun and easy to build your family tree and discover your ancestry. Even if you don't know much about your family origins, MyHeritage can use its over 19 billion records to find new family members with little effort. Ancestry is very important to my family, and I was very excited to partner up with MyHeritage. I contacted my grandpa and asked if he could help me build my family tree for the sponsorship. He used our old family records to help me build 6 generations of my ancestry, which was interesting on its own. But after I left, I used MyHeritage's discovery feature to find new family members and expand my tree even farther. But if you don't have access to that much info, you can easily put a few generations in, and MyHeritage will look for matches and expand your family tree for you. As well as that, you can repair, colorize, and even enhance your old photos. Today, you can sign up for a 14-day free trial and enjoy all the amazing features MyHeritage has to offer. If you decide to continue your subscription, you'll get a 50% discount. So click my link in the description below and check it out. This is a really cool and interesting product, so just check it out and see if you like it. Thank you, and let's get on with the video. So let's take a step back and first look at this highway. It runs through Pinal and Maricopa counties in the southern Phoenix Metro. Starting west of Stanfield at an intersection with State Route 84, directly north of this intersection, it expands into a divided highway, which it will stay as for the rest of the route. Moving north through some rural land, around 10 miles later, it moves into the main city on its route, Maricopa. Now, in the city, it serves as the main north-south road, which I'm sure you can realize will end up being the main problem with our route. But we'll talk about that later. After the city, it continues towards the Phoenix Metro and I-10. The rest of the route is rural yet again, and it passes over the Gila River. Finally, it takes an eastern turn towards Interstate 10 and ends at a diamond interchange with the highway. So first off, obviously, Phoenix is a growing metro. Especially in its suburbs, the city is expanding at an extreme rate. Places in the south part of the city seem to be growing faster, with communities like Queen Creek experiencing the most lately. But with that, and going back to our highway, why is State Route 347 anything special? Shouldn't every other highway on the outer part of the metro be experiencing the same amount of congestion and pressure? Well, there's one main thing that sets this highway apart from the others, and that's its city, Maricopa. So let's talk about Maricopa. It's a city that started as an oasis around some watering holes in the Arizona desert. For a while, it was a very small town, with a population around and under 1,000 through the 20th century. But getting to the turn of the century, when Phoenix really started to explode onto the scene, Maricopa grew as well. It's within commuting distance of the city. It served as a nice little outer community for the people who didn't want to deal with as much hustle and bustle. So Maricopa's population exploded. And when I say exploded, that's exactly what I mean. For a lot of years, I don't even have the ability to show the population growth because of the sheer volume. At the 2000 census, the population was 1,040. In 2010, it was 43.4 thousand. That's an increase of over 4,000%. With suburban growth reaching the city, growth was basically as fast as they could build housing. By 2020, the population was 58,000, and it continues to this day. So with that, we can go back to our highway, State Route 347. Obviously, other communities experience the same type of thing. So what's extra significant about this road? Well, State Route 347 is actually the only connection between Maricopa and the Phoenix Metro. And when I say only, I mean only. There's a big desert in between, with a river valley that's not the easiest to cross. Now, obviously, there are a lot of people who work within Maricopa, but a good portion of this 62,000 population city are all commuting on this one road every single day. If we're talking about traffic conditions and how to control it, this is just about as bad as you can get. Usually when you have a mid-sized metropolitan area, There are many different routes to take that city to surrounding areas. The mission of these road designs are to either spread out the traffic or upgrade the routes to a standard that can hold the traffic. In this situation, they have neither. This city is connected to a major metropolitan area by one singular road, which brings us to the next problem, which is the condition of the road. So in suburban areas like this in the Sun Belt, you'd absolutely expect to see a fully limited access freeway built here, with places much less significant being upgraded in the past. State Route 347 is built as a fully divided highway for almost its entire length, with mostly 4 lanes along the road, besides in the city of Maricopa where it's expanded. But this means that there are at-grade intersections throughout the route, which isn't technically all that bad, but because most of the route is rural, the speed limit gets as high as 65 miles per hour for a bulk of the route. Anyways, as I'm sure you're realizing, all these conditions put together create very dangerous driving conditions. State Route 347 is notoriously dangerous, being the site of over 1,000 crashes since 2017, with an average of around 193 crashes per year and one every other day. The highway has been the focus of several concerns, studies, and speculation, even getting a visit from the U.S. Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg, to hear traffic concerns. The main focus of this highway is in the valley between Maricopa and Chandler. Here, there are major problems with speeding, as well as the highway just not really being built well. Imagine you're driving 75 in a 65. Sure, the speed limit goes down to 55 in some areas, but you're still on a borderline freeway, so you're not going to be quick to slow down. Suddenly, there's just a random traffic light ahead, in the middle of the desert. There are a few spots where this happens, but the most dangerous and notorious one is the intersection with Riggs Road. With the traffic on the route, this intersection is known to get very crowded very fast, especially during rush hour, and with countless dangerous and sadly fatal crashes occurring. Things have gotten even worse, specifically in this spot. The fact that this is still just a basic intersection is dangerous and extremely questionable. Now, obviously, with someone like the Secretary of Transportation visiting here, of course there are talks and plans of how to fix the road in the future. So let's go through these plans. First off, the main improvement that is going to take place is a widening of the road through Maricopa. This is mostly just one new lane to even it out in sections where one side of the roadway has 3 lanes and the other only has 2. So I would say this doesn't come as any surprise, and it won't be a game changer. The main thing people in the area have been looking for is a much needed change to the intersection with Riggs Road. Currently, there's a study for how to handle this project. The plan is for an overpass of the roadway with an interchange to provide free-flowing traffic movements along State Route 347 as it passes Riggs Road, with the cited reasons being to reduce traffic congestion and travel times, reduce crash rate and improve safety, and enhance regional mobility. Everyone knows it has to happen, it's just when. The study is expected to continue through the summer of 2025 as they decide between a few interchange options, with construction being expected by late 2026. That means the area will have to go through another at least 3 years before work even starts. And with construction, the area will probably get even worse for a while before things are solved. But at least they're doing something. Finally, we move to the last interchange with I-10. Currently, this is a completely regular diamond interchange, and it's become one of the main problems with this highway, because a large and busy divided highway has a lot of people funneling onto I-10 every day, and this interchange can't handle it. According to the Arizona DOT, there's an ongoing study into a diverging diamond interchange here that would be better suited to handle the daily traffic, and hopefully reduce major and fatal car accidents. This is currently just a proposal, and it would take a while before it comes into effect, but something will likely be done about this interchange either way. But as far as the future of this highway, that's all we really have. You can do everything in your power to improve a road like this, but with the continuous growth in Maricopa, we all know it's going to continue to be extremely hectic over the next decade at least. I think this has a lot to do with the overall infrastructure in desert areas like this. A large city like Maricopa relying on one road as its connection with a massive metro is never going to work very well. And until then, we'll continue to see stickers mentioning how dangerous State Highway 347 is. Thanks for watching.